Hello all, my name is Haritha Rajeev, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science. Today we are going to discuss about iterative model. So, what do you mean by an iterative model? Iterative model is basically a software process model which can be done based on different iteration. That means in first iteration it will create a model and it will be deployed to the customer, and if the customer is not satisfied with the product, then the customer give more needs to the developers, and developers will be develop the software or update the existing software based on the updation regarding the customer. So in this model, we can start with some of the software specification and develop the first version of the software. So we can first create the sample version of the software. After the first version, if there is any need of change to the software, then a new version is created based on the new needs. And the iterative model allows the accessing earlier phases in which the variations respectively, the final output of the project renewed and the end of the SDLC process, that means software development life cycle process. So, in first phase it will create a sample model based on the requirement of the customer, and it will be deployed to the customer, and if the customer is not satisfied with that product, then the customer will give more needs, and based on that need it will be updated. So these are the different iteration. Different phases are there in each iteration. In iteration 1, requirement analysis and analysis, design, testing, implementation and review. And in the next iteration, the stages are design, testing, implementation, review. No need to analyze the requirements. It will be update the particular design based on the new needs. And in the next iteration 3, design, testing, implementation, review, and the final model is deployed to the customer and maintenance. So these are the examples for iterative model. In this example, we can have 3 iteration. First iteration and updation based on the first iteration, and in third iteration the maintenance and deployment will occur. So there are different phases in iterative model. First phase is requirement gathering and analysis. In the requirement gathering and analysis, the developer will accept the needs from the customer. The needs are basically requirements, and collect the requirements, and based on the requirement an analysis can be done. So this can be happen in the first phase. And next phase is design. In the design phase, design the software by the different diagrams like data flow diagram, activity diagram and other type of diagram, that means class diagram, state diagram, etc. So, based on the requirement, the developer will create the diagrams. There are different types of diagrams are there. DFD and ER diagram and state diagram, class diagram, etc. So, based on the needs, the developer will create the appropriate design for that particular software. Next one is implementation. Implementation requirements are written in the coding language and transformed into computer, which are called software. So, in implementation phase, the actual written requirements can be converted into codes, and this can be happen in the implementation phase. That means the implementing the particular code. And next phase is testing. After coding, we can test the particular code if the code is correct or not. So, testing after compilation, the coding phase, software testing start using different test method. That means white box testing, black box testing, and different other types of techniques are there. Unit testing, integration testing, etc. So, we can use any type of testing technology for the testing purpose. And next one is deployment. Deployment means after completing all the phases, software can be deployment its work environment. That means after the completion of that software product, it will be deployed to the customer. And the review phase, in this phase, after the product they deploy, review phase is performed to check the behavior and validity of the developed project. That means if any error occur in the working space, then it will be updated by the developer itself. That means if any error identified by the customer will communicate it to the developer. The developer will update the software based on the customer needs. Last phase is maintenance phase. So in maintenance phase means after deploying the software, it will be daily monitoring by the customer or daily use by the customer. If any error occur in between that, it will be maintained by the developer itself. That means it will be daily monitored and it will be daily maintained by the customer itself. That means the software must be proper in proper manner. So in the maintenance phase, after the deployment of the software in the working environment, there may be some bugs and some errors and the new updations are required. So in some cases, there are new updations are required for the software. So the new updations can be done regularly or it will be continuously maintain the particular software. Then only it will be work in a proper manner. So this will be the last phase of the iterative model. So we can have requirement, analysis and design, implementation, testing, deployment, review and last one the maintenance. So when to use the iterative model? There are some cases for using the iterative model. First case, when requirements are defined clearly and easy to understand. And next one, the software applicable applications is large and when there is a requirement change of in future. These are the conditions when the iterative model use. And next one is advantages of the iterative model. First advantages, testing and debugging during smaller iteration is easy. And next one is a parallel development can plan. Next, it is easy to acceptable and ever changing needs of the project. And next one is risk are identified and resolved during iteration. And next one is limited time spent on documentation and extra time on designing. So these are the main advantages of the iterative model. And next one is disadvantages of the iteration model. First one is it is not suitable for the small projects because it is only applicable for the large project. And next one is more resources may be required. And next one is design can be changed again and again because of the imperfect requirement. And fourth one is requirement change can cause over budget. And fifth one, project completion date not confirmed because of the changing requirements. So these are the main disadvantages facing the iterative model. So these are the main concept behind iterative model. Iterative model basically designed for iteratively create or iteratively update the particular software based on the customer needs. The iteration model can have mainly 7 phases are there. It will begins with requirement analysis and ends with maintenance. And it also can have different advantages and disadvantages. Thank you.